So you're on to the final section of your NLP course. So one of the things I really wanted to put in here now, NLP, just to mention, is a huge topic that you can go really into depth with if you'd like to. With this course, I've put what I think are in experience and in practice as a therapist and a trainer, what actually really works and what stuff's really useful. So I've compressed all of that. So I hope that you enjoy it and make use of it all. The final section is Metaprograms. Now, Metaprograms, you'll see on the slides the questions that you can run through. Now, what Metaprograms do is they ask a person a specific question, and the answer will reveal something to you, the person who's asking the question, about their personality. They can tell you how the person's motivated, which should be useful as a manager to know your staff's metaprograms, or even as a member of staff to know your manager's metaprograms. This is really useful because then you can deal with them in the appropriate manner. They're really useful for motivating people and for knowing what a person is motivated by, because some people are motivated by the carrot and some people are motivated by the stick. So some people are motivated by what will happen if they don't do something, and some people are motivated by, what rewards they will get through doing a certain activity or thing. So, we're all very different, and this is why these knowing people's metaprograms is really useful. So metaprograms reveal what's happening inside that person when they make a decision. It also helps us with recruitment to put people into the right roles. So if you know that a person's strengths are in a certain avenue and they like managing people, then you'd know to put them in more of a senior role. Whereas some people don't feel comfortable telling people what to do, and then you wouldn't put them in that role. So it's really important to know what people's strengths are, and that's why metaprograms are great, because they can help you understand your staff, your partners, everyone in your life. And then you can speak to them in the right way. Sometimes, and I'm sure you've experienced this, when you're communicating with someone and it just doesn't seem to be getting through, they're just not hearing you. And the reason they're not hearing you is because you're probably not communicating with them in their style. A typical example of this is one of the main metaprograms in NLP, which is your listening style and your speaking style. Now, for example, someone's listening style. So there's an inferential listener or a literal listener. So the difference between the two, if there was two people in this room, an inferential listener and a literal listener, if I said in front of both of these people, do you know what, I'm so thirsty, so me hinting and implying is, oh, do you know what, I'm really hungry, I really fancy a snack. Whereas a literal communicator would say, oh, do you have anything to eat? I really want to eat something, would you make me something please? So you can see how these communication styles and listening styles could get muddled up. A literal listener and an inferential speaker are always going to misunderstand each other. So, but if you know that person or your partner's communication style and listening style, you will be able to communicate with them in the right way. Some people end up really angry with their partners because they're hinting and implying all the time, when all they need to do is actually ask them, will you do this? And will you do it then? for example, rather than hinting and implying and hoping that they'll read between the lines just because you read between the lines. So these are very useful tools in business, in recruitment, in relationships, therapy, you know, every facet of life. You know, really practice using these, run through these, you know, do the task. The task says to do it with one person, I'd do it with lots of different people, and just see how, you know, remind yourself, you know, when you're communicating with a certain person, you know, they need to be specifically told or asked, or, you know, hinting and implying just won't work with some people. So this is why it's important. With some people you might need to be direct, and some people they wouldn't like that. They would like you to hint and imply, and they might find that a little bit rude. So it's important to use these because they will help improve your life. So thank you so much.